I guess I should start with the fact that a lot of RV manufacturers and a lot of RV dealerships do not want me talking about the subject in this video because it's very taboo. It's kind of like that awkward elephant in the room, that awkward silence, like we all know what's kind of going on, but we don't want to speak about it type of thing. And it's stuff that a lot of the RV YouTubers are going to kind of just pass by. They're not going to go in depth on, and the corporate guys can't talk about it. The Josh the RV nerds really can't talk about it, and I'm not talking crap about her, but the Liz Amazings of the world are going to overblow it. So let's get a neutral kind of middle ground thing with this RV industry update. Welcome to HB RV Lifestyle. They call me the Honey Badger because I give it to you straight and transparent about the RV business. And today is your September RV industry update, and we're going to do one fluid video. As you can tell, I already screwed up once, and there's going to probably be a lot of screw ups as we go on. And a lot of you are going to fast forward and have me speak in 2 times or 3 times mode because it's going to be a pretty long video. But there's a lot of information in here that's going to be very helpful to you, especially if you're buying an RV in the next 12 months. I don't care if it's a motorhome, a travel trailer, a fifth wheel, a toy hauler, a fifth wheel toy hauler, a truck camper, whatever type of RV you're going to purchase in the next 2 years, or even if you're going to sell yours within the next 2 years, this will be very helpful to you. So where I want to start is I want to acknowledge, once again, just like I've done a million times, interest rates are not going to change anytime soon. And now it has finally gotten to the point where it's going to affect the consumer's buying decisions. Not buying power, buying decisions. There's a difference, and I'm going to tell you what that is as we go along inside this video. Interest rates, I predicted, would be probably going down sometime at the end of 2026. Didn't matter if it was Harris, Biden, Trump, Alpha, Bia, Bigfoot, Yeti. It wouldn't matter who was president of the United States. Interest rates were not going to go down at the earliest until the end of 2026. Now, if you want to see those prediction videos, there's a bunch of them out there that I've done that talk about it. Even when in 2022 and 23, I told you guys they weren't going down anytime soon. All that's going to happen is prices are going to go up. And I was right about that, by the way. Speaking of, we're going to get into that in a little bit too. That's gotten very interesting. What we need to look at as the overall picture is it does affect the payment and the borrowing power of the consumer. We all know that. There's a lot of folks out there looking for pre-owned because they're looking for a cheaper payment. All right. There are, and I'm going to be very, very blunt about this. There are more buyers in the market than there is inventory. I'm going to repeat that again. That is something that nobody's talked about because nobody sees it, because nobody understands it. There are more buyers in the market than there is inventory on the ground. And that's only going to get worse. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, the reality is a lot of people are not walking on the lot. What you're watching this on, whether it's your TV, your tablet, your cell phone, whatever device that you are currently watching me on, or watching Josh the RV Nerd, or watching Matt's RV reviews, or Towable reviews, or watching Big Truck, Big RV with JD, or whether you're watching, the RV Hunter, doesn't matter. This, what you're watching me on, is the new dealership. It has been that way for the last 19 months. And I've tried to explain that to dealers across the country, and they're not understanding. They're basing everything on foot traffic onto the lot. Even El Capitan Marcus Lemonis is still looking at foot traffic numbers rather than understanding that people don't walk on the lot anymore. Car dealerships are finally catching up to, oh my God, There's no walk-ons. It's very rare. Why? Because there's so much information on the internet that is accessible. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, etc. All these things are now accessible to the consumer. Now, because most RV dealership owners are still in the Stone Age, they are assuming that traffic is going to die down in the winter. So between interest rates going up and foot traffic not getting on the dealership lot like the old school ways of doing things, RV dealerships have decided to cut down how much they're ordering for the winter. This is the first time that I've seen in years where factories are actually considering shutting down for basically November and December. We're not talking about a week here, 2 weeks there, the normal shutdown. We're talking about some manufacturers are debating whether to shut down from November 1st to December 30th or January 6th or January 7th. 2 full months. That means the problem of more buyers than inventories only going to get worse. Now, most people are like, well, that means that my used RV is going to skyrocket in value. No, it's going down. The difference figure, the difference between what new is selling for and used value is spreading further and further away. Because even though there are more buyers than there is inventory, those buyers are not willing to overspend on a used RV. New RVs are very easy to gauge what the pricing is, especially with the internet. But used RVs is all over the damn place. So folks are being a lot more picky and selective. Let me give you guys a great example. I sold a pre-owned travel trailer a week and a half ago. The gentleman that owns it, it was a consignment, the gentleman that owns it was trying to get $27,000 for that trailer. He tried for 6 months. Lower the price $250, lower the price $100, lower the price, just to try to see if he can get some action. He said people were looking at it. People were submitting comments, but nobody ever come and look at it. He dropped off on the lot. I told him exactly what the retail price it should sell for. He's like, oh, that's cheap selling it. No, that's the real value, and that's the perceived value of the community, of the consumer base. Okay, whatever, just get it sold. A day and a half, it's gone. By the way, when I listed it, I had 73 messages in the first hour just on Facebook on that used travel trailer. Price on used, the value and the perceived value by the consumer base buying is going down. So now RV dealerships across the United States specifically right now are out trying to find these consignments and trying to find used inventory because they don't want to buy new because the interest rates have finally caught up to them. Those interest reimbursement payments that manufacturers were offering is starting to get slimmer and slimmer. The days of factories pitching in on 23s and 24s to help sell inventory is gone. Full pop, baby. So while new is going up, used is going down. And yet, the inventory is going to get scarce. Most folks have said, in most surveys that I have read that are legitimate surveys, are saying that if the folks feel like they can't find the right unit now, they'll wait. They don't care about the interest rates right now. Most folks, when they buy an RV, know the interest rates are going to be somewhere between 7.5% and 10.5%. They already know. There's no arguing. There's no debating. There's no crybabying. Well, maybe some, but not a lot. So the real people that right now are being affected is the manufacturers and the dealers when it comes to interest rates. So if you follow me on this, if you're not quite following me, let me recap it in 30 seconds, okay? The consumer, the factory, and the dealer are all screwed because interest rates are too high for inventory loans. There are more consumers in the market ready to buy some form of an RV than there is inventory available. But they're patient buyers. They're not jumping at something, and they are far from paying full asking price on a used unit that's overpriced. If it's priced correctly according to market, they're not arguing. They show you the money, let's go to work. The best way to sell your used unit right now is through consignment. Period, end of report. No, like, oh, no, I can't get top dollar for that. It doesn't matter about top dollar. Right now, the amount of people borrowing money to buy the used unit has increased from 81% to 94.5% over the last 13 months. Cash is drying up. Just pay cash. Just pay cash. I'm looking for that 1% cash buyer that's going to pay my full asking price on my 15-year-old motorhome. Doesn't work. We need to look at everything as a full picture. There are a lot of folks out there that understand the concept, and there's a lot of you that just, there's no way. I couldn't lose that kind of money. And I understand. A lot of you paid an enormous amount for like a used Pleasureway. I have a lady that bought a used Pleasureway not that long ago, 2020, right at the height of COVID, as inventory was scarce. A 2009, she paid $109,000 for a B van Pleasureway that was at the time, let's see, 11 years old. Now it's 16 years old, actually going to be 17-year models old, and pretty soon. And she's finding out that the book value on it's around $16,000. So you spent $109 in 2020 to get out and camp, and the book value is now 16 grand. How does someone justify that, right? Now, she has the title, she paid cash. That's the hard part about paying cash for stuff. You can't just let it go and put in debt consolidation or bankruptcy or whatever you're going to do. The problem is we have a lot of problems with the fact that we as a industry have not caught up to technology. Like, I use a lot of AI. I know you guys would probably hate me for it, but I use a ton of AI. And let me tell you, the dealership I'm working with has done outstanding. They have beaten their last year numbers already by 60 units. I'm going to repeat that again. This small dealership has beaten last year's numbers by 60 units, and we still have 4 months to go. So we know you're out there. We know the consumers or buyers are out there. The real buyers ask the real buying questions all through the phone and through the internet. They no longer show up to the lot going, hey, I'm a dummy. Can I pay full price? Now, if you're a dealership and you want to actually learn about how AI really works in the RV industry, I have a program for that, but I'm no longer teaching dealers for free. I'm no longer taking those phone calls for free. You're paying me to do it. Because I spent a long time and a lot of my, a lot of free time and a lot of man hours and money to learn about AI. And learn everything about AI I can to make a dealership more efficient. Now, the other thing we need to look at too is we're coming into fall camping year. I want to stress this really big to anybody that is a snowbird. Please get your rig ready now. Don't wait till Thanksgiving. Don't wait till right before Christmas. If you're in Canada, you're in the northern United States, you're going to snowbird this year in Florida, Tennessee, Georgia, California, Nevada, Arizona, whatever, get your rig ready now. There is going to be parts shortages coming up. Remember, these tariffs are putting a damper on a lot of things. Nobody sees the full picture of what these tariffs are doing to OEM partners of the RV industry because it's not talked about. Because talking about it's fucking taboo. There's going to be a part shortage. Get your ass in gear. Get your rig started up. See what's wrong. Test your water. Test your appliances. Test your electrical. Get things going now so that way if there's something wrong, you could get it fixed before you got to come to the southern states. I'm seeing a lot of people out there go, oh, I'm going to wait till last freaking minute every freaking time. Stop waiting till last damn minute. It's crazy. The reality of everything is that the used RV market is going down in value. And if you're having a tough time taking that in and breathing it in, I just watched a really good high quality trailer lose 11% of its value from August to September. 11% is a huge drop. Usually see $100, $200 value. When a trailer loses $2,300 in wholesale value month to month, and it's a high quality, high value travel trailer, that tells you that the value system is going down on used. So if you're still trying to get top dollar for something you purchased during COVID, you're shit out of luck, folks. I know you don't want to hear that, but that's a reality. And that's a harsh truth nobody wants to tell you. You're in deep crap if you think that your $40,000 trailer is worth 30 grand 5 years later. No, that $40,000 trailer sold for $24,995 during every other period of history and now sells for $29,900 brand new, and you're still trying to get 30 grand for a used one because you can't see yourself losing that much money. I get it. If you're buried in it, you're better off trading it in. You're better off rolling all that negative into a new unit. And the longer you wait, the worse it's gonna get. You might as well throw the cash you got down at the new unit, bury the old unit in the new one, and call it a day. Oh, you're just a salesman. Oh, you're just trying to pump sales up. You're such a bullshitter. Believe me, I've heard it all. I know every comeback you guys have out there for all you grouches and haters. I hear it. But if you have the title, or if you have the ability to write down the loan a little bit, and you're within reason, it's so much better for you to consign your unit with your local dealer. Period. Or a local dealer, even if it's an hour away from you. Because here's the thing when it comes to consignment. When you consign a unit, it doesn't take any cash flow out of the dealership's pocket, so they're willing to step up on those units. It's free. Number two is we could do on-the-spot financing. And number three, especially in states like California and others, we have to go through and make sure all the appliances work, braking system, electrical. It's not a, here you go, As is like Nevada. Nevada, all I have to do in Nevada was pressure test the propane system and do a brake check and bye-bye. Now, I understand there's a lot of states out there like Arizona and Nevada that if you buy private party, you don't have to pay sales tax. Totally get it. But again, you know, I would say that particular situation should be reserved for those things that can't get financed. I think if your rig is within 10 years, you should be letting a dealership sell it for you. So, but remember, until next time, RV always stands for toolkit and sense of humor.